It's been a while since I made something like this, but I feel like we have known each other for too long. Don't you think? Anyway, let's talk about why Alva. Alva has a perfect base kit. Base kit means no segments or no fortification. All of her skills are functioning as they should and as expected of a support DAO. In my opinion, you do not need any additional segments for Alva, unless you need another way of activating covering mode, more Brumal barrier, or more damage for your freeze DAOs. Her fortification are leaning more into damage and shield upgrades, not utility-wise or anything that unlocks or changes the behavior of her skills that should work in a way they are supposed to be. It is really cool that Alva is not demanding of your collapse pieces to the point that you will need duplicates compared to the other dolls. Easily accessible plus 40% freeze damage buff. Alva learned some damage buffing lessons from the douche. Covering mode gives 20% additional damage for freeze dolls who have barriers, and then hypothermia from the summon liquid nitrogen fang of Alva, which gives a 20% freeze damage taken debuff to the enemies. This does not require any segments, by the way. You just have to use Snowwolf's Heart and Frosted Echo, preferably by making Alva act first at the start of your turn. It is even better when you use the Fixed Key Logistics Specialist so that Alva will start with 3 stacks of battle prep, allowing her to trigger extra command after using Frosted Echo, then proceed to using Snowwolf's Heart. If you are the type of commander who wants to see big freeze damage numbers, then Alva is yours to get. Brumal barrier is infinite. Alva is like your mini Suomi. The difference is Alva will non-stop generate Brumal barrier for everybody because covering mode buff lasts for 3 turns, and Snowwolf's Heart only has a cooldown of 2 turns. Before Alva's covering mode buff runs out, Snowwolf's Heart is ready to be used to reset the duration of the buff. I also want to clarify that you do not need both Alva and Suomi existing in the battlefield just for the Brumal barriers to be generated. I do not know if it's just me, but the way they worded how Alva accumulates Brumal barrier is a bit confusing. Alva can actually generate Brumal barrier by just intercepting. Not only the barrier is infinite, but she will always intercept 3 times per turn, which is a really nice way of mitigating the HP loss of your dolls, with Alva attacking outside of her turn while giving an emergency barrier to all of your dolls. Alva allows you to play very aggressively while having an extra HP to work with. Always max Nyx Requiem and Frosted Echo effect. Now what does that mean, you say? Alva will always have 6 Confectance Index as long as she intercepts 3 times per turn. The Freezing Touch passive skill gives Alva 3 Confectants at the end of her action. Interception gives her 1 Confectance. Add that all together, it is equal to 6-7 Confectance Index, which also means Frosted Echo and Nyx Requiem will always scale to 90% and 150% of Alva's attack every time she uses them. The only time Alva will not have 6 Confectants is if she did not intercept 3 times in a row. So on paper, it might seem like Alva deals less damage due to the Confectance Index scaling of Nyx Requiem and Frosted Echo skills. But having less Confectance Index is actually the least of your worries whenever you deploy Alva. It is less likely your Alva will not have max Confectants unless you intentionally put her far away from the enemies. Indefinite Freestyles Uptime. Yes, you heard it right. With Alva on your battlefield, it is possible for the enemy to always have free space weakness. Fixed Key Snowfield Strider allow Alva to do it. Every time an enemy with Hoarfrost Shield that is near the liquid nitrogen fang attacks, the ice will generate frostiles around its vicinity for 3 turns, making the enemies weak to freeze element. The best part about it is that you can generate frostiles on another area when relocating the liquid nitrogen fang. Remember, Frosted Echo has no cooldown, it only costs Confectance Index. Alva is single-handedly replacing the jobs of either Suomi or the douche. Signature weapon can wait. Most of the dolls in GFL2 need their signature weapon for their entire kit to be effective, or at least for you to see some obvious effectiveness. But not Alva. Her signature weapon 6P33 is basically a mini covering mode buff. It does give her an extra 25% critical damage when she uses it, but in my opinion, if you are going to invest on Alva anyway, I suggest just go get her fortification first. You unlock more damage buffs and better conditions when using her skills in combat. This is not to say getting her signature weapon is bad, but you can delay getting it. Planeta can be a good substitute weapon for Alva to use. There are tons of options at your disposal. Good interception initiator for Makiatto. Both Alva and Makiatto can intercept enemies, but how do you think exactly that works? If there is an enemy who moved and act first within the interception range of both Alva and Makiatto, Alva will always intercept first. This is good because in a way, you are able to save Makiatto's interception for stronger enemies such as the elites or the bosses, allowing you to save up the high damage interception for those while Alva picks off the lesser enemies. It might not really matter in a grand scheme of things, but action order is very important in a turn-based game. So having Alva intercept first before Makiatto is very convenient. Lastly, Alva is cute. That's it. That's the last reason. She is cute. Do you need more explanation than that? Here, I will zoom her face for you. Enjoy.
Yes?
But yeah, I'm glad that Alva's release is really great. In a game where getting duplicates of a doll is pretty much a must most of the time. At first, I was really skeptical of her skills. I really thought we will need Suomi just for the Alva's Brumal barrier to work. But it turns out that is not really the case. It is nice that I was able to experience Alva's gameplay through the friend support system, and I learned to understand what Alva truly brings to the battlefield. It is also the reason why heroic mode in GFL2 exists. In my opinion, the best place and difficulty to test out what a new doll can do for you. For a support doll, she is really aggressive, being able to trigger buffs to allied dolls and debuffs to the enemies while also dealing damage to them at the same time. Alva is basically another sentinel in this regard. She might not have the largest numbers for now, but in due time, with targeting calibration chips invested on attachments and max out common keys, she will be a force to reckon with. Alva is almost the perfect free support that this game has ever released. The only thing that she cannot do is directly heal the HP of your other dolls, but hey, at least she has her unique Brumal barrier. That is basically an extra HP anyway. Think of Alva as a mini Springfield. Of course, let us all remember at the end of the day that everything I have said is just an opinion. It's been a while since I really made something like this. So, thank you so much for watching and listening to me talk about Alva. I hope you have enjoyed the video. That will be all from me. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day, fellow commander.